Okay, hi guys, I'm here to talk to you today about adding or subtracting fractions. Okay, so you might notice by now, or at the end of this video, that a lot of these videos have a common theme about making sure you have or can convert fractions so they have the same denominator, and later on that you're breaking them down into their simplest form. Okay, so I'm going to do both of those skills today in the video. If you're not sure about breaking fractions down to their simplest form, I'm not going to explain that very much in this video, so go back and find that one and watch that first, okay? That will be very helpful if you need to go over those things. Okay, so there's two situations that you can come across, usually with adding and subtracting fractions. The first one is if it has the same denominator, and that's the same as when we compare fractions. It's very easy with the same denominator. All you have to do is just add the numerator only, okay? Do not add the denominator because that's making the fraction a different fraction altogether, which won't get you to your right answer. Okay, so all I'm going to do is add the top, or add the numerator. 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, 8 over 4. And that actually equals, in this case, if I'm breaking down to its simplest form, 2. Alright, as I said, I won't explain that now. I'll go to that at a different stage. Okay, so same as an example there, if I had 7/8 take away 1/8. I can do this easily because the denominator is the same. So I'm just going to subtract the numerator. 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, over 8. And you're thinking to yourself, is that in its simplest form? Well, no, it's not, because I can break it down further. Okay, so if I divide that by 2, top and bottom, okay, I'm going to come away with 3/4. And hopefully some of you are clever enough to sort of get to that stage straight away. Okay, because you know your common equivalent fractions. That'd be really great. Okay, so the other situation is a little bit more complicated when you've got different denominators. Okay, so for example, we might have, just looking at my notes here. Okay, we've got 1/4 plus 3/8. Now, I cannot add or subtract a fraction easily until I change the denominators to be the same. Okay, so there's one way that stands out to me here. I had two choices. I can divide or I can multiply. Here, when I look at it, I could make this 8 into a 4 by dividing, but dividing 3 is difficult. Okay, with fractions, it's very difficult, so I probably wouldn't do that. I would just simply times this side, okay, to make it an equivalent fraction to this one. So then I would have 2 over 8 plus 3 over 8. Okay, and now that my denominators are the same, I can just add my numerators, 5 over 8. And I would ask myself, is that fraction in its simplest form? In this case, yes it is, so I'm finished. Okay, I'll give you another example. Let me just clean my board off. Okay, so my second example here is a little trickier than my first one because it's not very easy in this case to change 3 to a 7 by multiplying or dividing, and it's not easy to change 7 to a 3. Okay, so a little trick you can do is use the opposite to times to make up your common multiple. Okay, so that's what you need to look for. So here, a common multiple of 7 and 3 is 21, okay? So I'm going to times my 7 by 3 to get 21, and my 5 by 3, because remember that golden rule, whatever you do to your denominator, you must do to your numerator as well. 3 times 7 is 21, and then I've got to do the same to the top, okay? So remember with your working, it's really important to show all of these steps. Rewrite your sum before you get to your answer, okay? Fractions in maths is one of the biggest parts where we find students make errors because they haven't been bothered to write their working down. Don't be that boy that fails or doesn't do well in a maths exam because they've lost little dribbles of marks throughout their exam because they haven't shown their working. You'd be crazy to do that. Okay, back to my question. 5 times 3 is 15. 7 times 3 is 21, as we said. We're plussing, okay, 7 and 21. And now that my denominator is the same, and I've changed both my numerators, all I need to do is add the numerator. Please do not add the denominator to make it 42 or any other crazy number, because that's a different fraction altogether. Only ever add the numerators. Okay, 15 plus 7 is 22 over 21, and in this case this is not in its simplest form yet. As I said, go back and watch that video if you're not sure. So this would be broken down to 1 whole and 1 over 21 as a fraction. Okay, all right, good luck. I know it's heavy, this fraction stuff, but the more practice you do, the more videos that you watch, the better you will become.